What's happening, everyone's? We here and we back with another episode of
Is My Point Valid? You are now tuned in to Is My Point Valid?
Yes, indeed. We in this thing, and y'all might want to stay tuned because this conversation is going to get juicy. So before we get into the topic for the day, before we get started, we're going to first introduce ourselves. So I am Brandon D.
And I am Camille A. Stocker.
And yeah, y'all know how we get into this thing, so we can go ahead and jump into it with what you know good. So what you got for them today, baby?
All right, so I got a documentary in. And this one I watched with the girls. It is called Milestone Generations. It is on HBO Max. And this documentary is about black men who built a black media for black comics in 1993. And it was founded by Dwayne McDuffie along with Dennis Cohen. And Dwayne McDuffie died, like, in one of our little books, our little reader books that we have. He was in there. I was like, how cool is this? It also had other black men who were Michael Davis and Derek T. Dingle. Dingle. And they created Milestone Media. And they, under that umbrella, they created comics like Static, which is Static Shock, if you know the show. That's also on HBO Max. Superhero Static Shock. Ooh. Okay. There's other comic superheroes like Icon, Blood Syndicate, and Hardware. But yeah, I thought that was cool. They worked for DC Comics, and then they kind of like pitched it in a way, and DC was funding it. But then when DC saw that it was like
black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. Black, y'all. They was like,
no,
we can cut the cord on this because we're bigger than you. But if you are interested in that documentary, it is on HBO Max, and it is called Milestone Generations. And that's all I have for What You Know Good.
Before we get up out of What You Know Good, shout out to Tabitha Brown for standing on her ish. She out here, she walking in integrity, and she ain't letting nobody persuade her to be something or someone she is not. So shout out to her. Salute to Tabitha Brown.
Hey.
But we're going to go ahead and get into this episode with the topic. So what the topic going to be for the day, baby?
Boundaries.
Yes, indeed.
Are you crossing some boundaries?
And I'm going to tell you this. Boundaries are not just important. Boundaries are important in any relationship, whether it's a friendship, a boyfriend, girlfriend, a marriage, cousins, mother, daughter, whatever the situation is, there needs to be established boundaries. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into it with this topic. We're going to go ahead and jump into it.
All right. So I'm going to start off with, what are boundaries? And the definition that came up was a line that marks the limit of an area.
A clear line.
A dividing line. So I think when we think of boundaries, we think of like, oh, there's a boundary between this house or this building.
Yeah.
But
there are boundaries in between Mexico and the United States.
Yes, there you go. On the map.
It's a clear line.
On the map, there are boundaries.
Yeah.
And so I think that people do not consider those boundaries with people. We overstep a lot. Because if it's Mexico and Texas, you just can't step over that boundary.
No.
You
can, but there are consequences.
There's consequences.
You're gonna feel the wrath of someone.
Yes. So I want to start with, what are some signs of healthy boundaries? We'll start off on a good note.
What are some signs of healthy boundaries? Mm-hmm. So, first off, you got to be okay with telling people no. You can't be out here. You can't be a people pleaser out here in this world, because folks will have you doing things you ain't feeling and saying things that you don't believe. So first off, it is okay to tell people no. And somebody that we know used to say this all the time. No is a complete sentence.
It's complete, because you can put N-O period.
Straight up. Or N-O exclamation mark. Preferably. But yeah, that would be one of the major signs of healthy boundaries. So
No.
saying no. I ain't gonna be able to do that. And one thing that I learned is there is a difference between I won't and I can't. I won't means I absolutely will not. I can't means there's a possibility I can, but I just don't want to. So we need to know the difference between I won't and I can't, because people are listening to what you're saying, and a lot of people take things literally. So we need to be clear on that boundary. So moving on.
Well, half the things I won't, because I don't want to.
Huh.
It's not that I can't, right? I can do a lot of things, but because, and we'll get into the next one, but because what you're saying, people will take your can and continue to take your can, and then when you say you can't, well, you
done did it before. You been doing it, so why you ain't doing it no more?
and then they won't accept your no. So I'm gonna tell you no, because I know, and I will tell people no because I feel that it will take advantage of me.
Yeah.
Right. And that might be a horrible way to look at things. We're like, no, you're not gonna have me stuck because, and then for you to win, and then I'm stuck.
We all stuck. Huh.
How are you gonna help me? And then if I in return, but yeah, no.
Heck no.
Yeah.
But another sign of healthy boundaries is taking responsibility for your own peace. So there are a lot of people out here who do some things and will say some things and have you acting all kind of crazy and all out of your character.
Yes.
Disturbing your peace.
Yeah.
Disturbing your harmony. Whatever you got going on, whatever you want to call it. So it's important that we don't look to others to provide us with peace. Even though it is a blessing when you have someone that provides you with peace. But yeah, be responsible for your own peace, your own happiness.
You have to. I think I've come to a place where I am comfortable with being at peace with myself, knowing that I can sit in my house and not like need anything because I'm at peace with being at home. Like I'm at peace with that. I'm okay with that. And some people might look at that like, why do you? Because if I go out in the world, I mean, of course you have to go out in the world. You have to be around people. That's not what I'm saying. But if I ain't got it, I'm peaceful with sitting in my house.
Straight up. I don't need to be out there in everybody's face. I don't like being in y'all face anyway, so.
And that's a boundary that I think a lot of people do not set.
Yeah.
Because, somebody invites you to go do something. Well, first off, I'm looking at my money. Can I afford to do it, right? And then it's like, well, I really do want to go. I really do want to go. Then you try and piece together some money.
Yeah.
And then it's like.
It takes from something else you had more important to do.
When all you can do, I've learned, is sit at home. Be still. You do not have to move around all the time. Be still.
Say, create your own.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel like you need to be a part of everybody else's.
You want to have a party, man? Plug in the Google Assistant.
Straight up.
And play some music.
Have a party with your kids at the house.
Oh my gosh, the best.
I'm trying to told you.
The best.
But
what you got next?
Another one is act according to your beliefs and your values. Man, we big on that. We are big on what we believe, and like my brother-in-law say, I'm willing to die. I'm willing to die. Shout out to Project Daddy, my boy there. That boy willing to die for what he believe. And I feel him all day on that. Cause I mean, if you don't believe, like my boy Charleston White, man, that boy willing to die for what he believes. And I'm telling you, he gonna die for what he believes.
Don't say that. He gonna
No,
live
I'm
a
just saying
long,
he gotta die.
prosperous
He
life.
gotta die sometime.
Talking
And most of the
crazy.
time, more than likely, when he dies, it's gonna be because of something he believes. So, shout out to them two individuals who will die for what they believe.
All right, what was it again? Because I forgot.
You gotta operate in your own beliefs and your own values. If you don't see value in money, stop being out here all in people's face trying to get their money. If that's not what you value. If you don't value family, stop getting on here talking about how big you are on family. It makes no sense. If you ain't big on relationships, stop getting on here talking about your relationship. It don't make no sense. I'm tired. I'm tired. But
Okay.
anyway,
Okay. I don't think I have anything.
you don't
for
got
that
nothing
one.
for that? So we're going to move on.
Okay.
Those are a couple of the signs. Now, there are plenty more signs of healthy boundaries. Maybe we need to do a little research to find out what applies to you. But we're going to keep it on moving with the next topic of discussion and what that's going to be.
Wait.
You
I wanna
got some
stay on
signs?
that one.
Oh, you got some signs of healthy boundaries?
That I see on
Huh.
the same thingy that you're looking at.
Huh.
Knowing. Did you just say knowing who you are and what you believe in?
I said
Jesus.
acting according to your beliefs.
You said okay, behavior. Okay, so I guess that would still be knowing who you are, what you believe, what you like, what you don't like. Don't let. I think that also comes into people not swaying your opinion on what you like. Let people know I don't like that, and I think I do that a lot. I'd be like, no, I don't like that.
And one thing that we do is we set boundaries on the type of people that we allow around our children.
Oh man.
Because one thing I'm not going to be out here doing, or one thing that I don't want to have to feel like I need to do, is intercept the influence over my children.
Yes.
So we don't really just allow our children around anybody, because what they value and what they believe might not necessarily line up with what we got going on. So we are very selective on if we do let our children around someone, it's going to be when we're there.
Yeah.
So we can just cut that. We ain't doing that one.
And I know some people might look at that like, well, how can you, as controlling,
Call it what you want to.
it's not controlling when you are the parent and you are raising these years.
These are my children.
These are the years where your children need you the most.
They're the
right?
most influenced
They're the
right
most
now.
yes. So when you place them into somebody else who might not believe in what you believe in, you're overstepping your own boundaries because you know that's not what you believe in.
Absolutely.
And so then you placing them over here, and then they come home. Well, why did you do? Why are you? And so it's you know what.
And and that speaks to the school system, because it's like this: if the school spends 8 hours with your children, whatever they're learning in those 8 hours is not going to be overridden by what you teach them in 2 hours. So
like
I'm not saying that don't put your school. What I'm saying is this: raise your own kids
and be active,
proactive.
Because everybody can't homeschool, so
Absolutely.
you know. But
that
make
we're
sure
not even going to expect that from everyone.
right. Make sure you're at the PTA meetings.
Yeah.
If there's a volunteer thing, make sure you're there. If they have create a thing. If they don't have, I know growing up, my mama used to cook. My mama used to cook.
My mama,
Lord
she
Jesus.
used to coulda.
My mother had the option to sit in and like be like a teacher's aide. Like if the teacher had to step out, she could be in the classroom there. Like start that back
I wouldn't
up.
have wanted that.
She was never in my class. I think she was
Okay.
like with my brothers, and then
Oh, I know they hated that.
I think one of my brothers.
Goodness
I'm not sure.
gracious.
Correct me if I'm wrong. And then I know like when my sister was in school, she was very, very active in the PTA and all of that. I remember her going on a field trip with me. So like there's things that are happening. So, and I think public schools, and then we'll get off of that, should also stop having that limit of, oh, we just need 2 parents. Man, if
We need all the parents.
all
we
the
can get.
parents could be there, because then
Straight up.
that's a thing of an outing together. But yeah, I don't see it as controlling. I see it as like, hey, we're setting a healthy boundary. You're teaching your kids how to set healthy boundaries and what they believe in, and to grow up and say, hey, nah, I'm not cool with that. To grow up and create their own boundaries of what they're cool with and not cool with. All right. I was trying to get it in.
Get it all in. Say that's what you got to do. But moving right along to the next subtopic of the topic. Yeah, what you got?
Signs that you lack boundaries.
Lord have mercy.
What you lacking?
Lord have mercy. I know one big sign is you don't never speak up for yourself.
Oh man.
It's always yes, I can do that. I'll be there. I'm all for it. What you need. All of these sayings are sayings of people pleasers.
You know what? You just said all that. I am not that person.
I almost fell into that. Almost, but I had to catch myself.
I am not that person.
Because
I'm
right
a
now
strong
it's
no
like
person.
right now I need to know all the information so I can yay or nay it accordingly. So I'm more of a give me all the information. Don't bird feed me information. And that ain't gonna work. I need you to give me all the information so I know what's going on, what's about to pop off, so I can tell you no or yes.
And in my mind, I thought I was like being a cold person, but it's like, nah, it just don't fit with what I want to do. Like, no. I didn't know I was a big no person.
Huh.
Interesting.
Huh. Huh. All right. Another sign that you lack boundaries is when you give what you ain't got. And that's money, that's energy, that's time, whatever you don't have.
And
If you
people-
give it away, then that is a sign that you lack some boundaries.
But also people will say, well, I'll give my last, right? But then you broke, or you don't have it to take care
Say,
of yourself.
I
Huh?
think a lot of people just be saying that. I don't think people, man, most people are not gonna give up their
'Cause
last.
I ain't giving up my last.
Say,
Here I go again.
especially not to you,
Giving my-
whoever you may be.
I help you if I have something
I mean,
that I could.
if I have it, if I'm willing to give it up and I'm willing to accept the fact that I may not get it back, then yeah.
Right.
And like I say, that's with anything, time, money, energy, whatever. If I feel like I mean, and sometimes I feel like out of the kindness of my heart, I'm going to do this.
Yes.
So, and
Absolutely.
And a lot of times it makes me feel real good. It
Yeah.
makes me feel all tingly inside. You feel me?
I
Like
do.
butterflies or whatever it is. But yeah. If you giving it away and you ain't got it, you're probably lacking boundaries and you probably need to reevaluate because people know these things.
Yes.
And they'll keep coming to you.
Keep coming back.
And it's like if you're feeding a homeless dog or a cat, they'll keep coming back. I'm trying to tell you. So, yeah, we got to make sure we ain't on that note. But moving right along.
We're on number 3.
Number 3.
Ways. Oh, you wanted to do more lack boundaries?
Oh, we're going to do one more.
Okay, one more.
We're going to do one more. I think this is a big one because a lot of people do this.
Word.
Playing victim. Oh. Lord have mercy. Man, say. All that crying, all that belly aching. Don't nobody care.
Suck it up.
Get your behind.
Sorry.
Get
Sorry.
your behind up off your behind and make something pop off because no one cares. We go on social media and we do all this. Everybody pray for me. They praying on your downfall. I guarantee you. Because most people don't want to see you win. They want to see you down. They want to see you having problems. So why you going all on here talking about pray for me and Billy did this to me and Sammy did this to you and all that there, man, nobody can know nothing about that. And that really makes people not want to be around you because you got a whole bunch of problems and no solutions. So, yeah.
Dang, I want to tell like a personal story, but I think it's like too personal. Like,
well, sometimes we need to get personal so the people understand where we're coming from. So it's not like we're just talking. With this, all these things that we talk about come from personal experience. So proceed, please. People need this.
So signs that we lack boundaries, and Brandon was saying, what was it? People play victim. People play victim. So a couple of months ago, I'm speaking for myself, cut ties with a lot of people. I cut off.
You didn't cut ties. You created boundaries.
Okay, there we go. I did. I created a boundary. And when I created that boundary, I received a message and it was like, hey, so did I do something wrong? What is it? And it was like, no, I'm focusing on me. And so it was like a thing of that whole situation. I felt as though if I hadn't spoke up or been like, no, it's okay, I'm going to do this, I would have, like, I don't know if the person was playing victim or, like, I don't know, right? But it was just like, no, these are my boundaries. I'm setting them. I know what I don't want. I know what I do want to do. And I'm going to do it.
If I want it.
And because, and because with that, in that, it was like, you weren't reaching out to me before anyway. So now that I'm taking a stand for myself and saying, nah, you ain't it.
I'm going to say this. A lot of people won't respect what you're doing until you're at the top. But proceed.
But yeah, so it was like, I don't know if that has anything to do with being a victim or anything, but it was just
somebody was a victim.
Not me. But
well, we know who it was then.
But it was just
that would be considered playing victim.
Okay, got it.
What did I do? Is it
yeah,
me?
You're right.
Is it me?
Is it me?
Is it my fault?
And I was like, wait, nah. And it almost slipped in. I was like, nah, I did this for a reason. Like, it's for me. It has nothing to do with you.
Nothing at all.
Me. So, yeah, that was my little quick personal story.
All right. So, now we're going to get into tips for setting healthy boundaries.
Okay.
And we're going to do this real quick because we got to get on up out of here.
Yeah.
So, all right. First, be very clear about the type of person you want to be in a romantic relationship or any kind of relationship that you are involved in. Be very clear about what you want. So, in a relation, in a marriage or a boyfriend, girlfriend, we need to be clear on what we expect from each other, what we expect in the future, where we're going, all of these things. They need to be conversations in the beginning. So when we get 5 years, 10 years down the road, we ain't like, oh, he ain't married me. First off, I don't got no ring. Then it's like, our paths aren't lining up. I want kids, he don't, or vice versa. Man, it'd be a whole bunch of confusion. So we need to be clear about what we expect from one another. Mm-hmm. So,
you lost it.
I lost it.
You're gonna be on number 2.
I'm back. We back in this thing. All right. Number 2, we know that a lot of people don't like to talk about their feelings.
Yeah.
But this is important when you're trying to set boundaries because your feelings are valid.
Yeah.
And both parties' feelings are valid.
Yep.
So we need to be discussing how you feel about certain things. And if you don't like it, speak up on it. Because if it happens again, then that's on you. because you didn't say nothing about it. Nobody can read your mind.
Yeah.
Nobody is a mind reader. Nobody is psychic. Even though Miss Cleo wanted us to believe so. But yeah, we have to be clear, be concise, and just put it out there. Cause I mean, closed mouth don't get fed, like they say. Everybody know that saying.
Yeah.
So we got to get out there. We got to speak what we want from each other and make it clear. And we're gonna go one more. Third one. Discussing boundaries should be viewed as a premonition of trouble. It shouldn't be viewed as a premonition of trouble. So
people are setting their boundaries to protect their peace. And if you don't understand that people are trying to protect themselves, then you are the problem.
You need to go read a book or something. You need to go pray.
You are the problem. Read the room.
Nah, I'm trying to
read
tell
the
you.
person. And it's easy to read a person.
Yes. It's most of the time it's written all over their face.
It's because it's probably definitely written all over my face or my
Straight up.
behavior or
Yes, and goodness. But yes, setting boundaries should be seen as an investment in the relationship's future. So if you see a future, then we need to be discussing these boundaries. If you don't, then you're wasting your time anyway. But yeah. Those are tips for setting healthy boundaries. And like we said, these are just a few. There are many more out there that you can look into to help improve your relationship, whatever your relationship is. But yeah.
Find your boundaries. Protect your peace. Read the Bible. But no, seriously, find something that is peaceful to you. If you don't want to, say no. If you don't agree, say no. Like, no. And then speak up with what it is.
And if it is, and the opposite of that, if it is something that you want to do
it.
Then speak up on that too.
Hey, I want to do this.
Yeah. Because like I said, nobody can read your mind.
Yep.
And closed mouth don't get fed. So if you're hungry enough, you open your mouth.
So what are some boundaries y'all think you have? Do you agree with what we're saying? Is our point valid?
Do you set boundaries immediately when starting a relationship?
I see where it's going, but yeah.
Yeah, but
let us know.
Yeah, but before we get on up out of here, we want to go ahead and get into it. Y'all know how we do, man. We're on this day in Black History. So today is what today is?
Oh crap! It's August 29th, 2022.
Today is August the 29th of 2022. So on August the 29th of 1957, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed the Civil Rights Act of 1957, which was the first civil rights legislation since 1875. And this established Civil Rights Commission and a division in the Justice Department. This also allowed the Justice Department the authority to seek injunctions against voting rights infractions.
So if somebody was doing something wrong, they were able to step in and correct it, like voting. You know, they gave black people a hard time voting and
all that jazz. You know how they do. But yeah, shout out to Dwight D. Eisenhower. For signing the Civil Rights Act of 1957. Yeah, I just a quick story. The reason why I always know who Dwight D. Eisenhower is, the reason why I know who he is because the hospital that was in Fort Gordon in Georgia is Dwight D. Eisenhower Hospital on the military base. So that's how I know who he is. A little short guy, little funny looking man. Yeah, a little funny looking man. But yeah. Before we get out of here, we want to say thank you. We are continuously bringing new content, and y'all continuously showing us love. We appreciate all the love, all our new subscribers. We are on the move, just chugging along, and we appreciate everyone who shows us love. Thank you. We'll be back next week with a hot new topic, so y'all tune in next Monday right here on Is My Point Valid, and we'll see y'all next week. Love, peace, and soul. Like Soul Train, baby.